Oh, snap. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. My name's Patrick. This is getting crazy. I keep getting tagged in these videos, y'all. Check this out. Whistleblowers, hardly any Secret Service at Trump's rally. And I saw that there's like some kind of FBI turn or twist or whatever you want to say to all of this now, too. What is going on? I'm going to shrink myself down. Let's just jump straight into it.
And we continue to follow the latest here in Trump's attempted assassination. We are getting big breaking news here on this Friday. This is all according to Senator Josh Hawley. He has whistleblowers coming to him that detail most of Trump's security detail working the event last Saturday were not even Secret Service. Again, we're not.
What?
Even Secret Service. DHS assigned unprepared and inexperienced personnel. So this is the letter right now.
Remember we had that video where it just looked crazy as hell behind the stage? Like they were just like, what do we do? And it looked just crazy. They weren't even experienced Secret Service agents. What is going on? Y'all make sure you hit the thumbs up button as you're coming in.
That Senator Josh Hawley just put out to the Department of Homeland Security saying, I write to raise concerns brought to me by whistleblowers about your department's stunning failure to protect former President Trump on July 13th, 2024. As Secretary of Homeland Security, you are ultimately responsible for your agency and its components, including the U.S. Secret Service. Whistleblowers who have direct knowledge of the event have approached my office according to the allegations. The July 13th rally was considered to be a loose security event. For example, detection canines were not used to monitor entry and detect threats in the usual manner. Individuals without proper destinations were able to gain access to backstage areas. Department personnel did not appropriately police the security buffer around the podium and were also not stationed at regular intervals around the event's security perimeter. In addition, whistleblower allegations suggest the majority of DHS officials were not, in fact, Secret Service agents, but instead drawn from the department's Homeland Security investigations. This is especially concerning given that these security investigators were unfamiliar with standard protocols typically used at these types of events, according to the allegations. As a member of the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, which has oversight jurisdiction over your department, I will continue to investigate your department's role in the staggering security failures on July 13th. Unfortunately, your department has not been appropriately forthcoming with members of Congress, abruptly ending the only call with the Secret Service before senators could even ask a question.
Why dude in the hat right there is mad. Look at him. That dude mad as hell. That's a peace sign, isn't it? Oh, no, he's missing a finger.
This is completely unacceptable and contrary to the public's interest in transparency. Instead, we have learned more from whistleblowers than your department's officials. I will continue to protect the confidentiality of all who contact my office and ensure that they receive the full protections under the law to which they are entitled, so that my office can continue its investigation into the events of July 13th, 2024. Please provide the following information no later than 7 days from now. Number one, how did DHS determine to staff the event, including any decision to rely on state or local officers? Number two, what percentage of the DHS agents at the event were from HSI rather than the Secret Service? Were a majority of officers at the event drawn from HSI or other DHS components rather than Secret Service? If so, why? Were HSI agents properly trained in staffing these types of events? Did gaps exist in the security perimeter, and were the usual protocols followed?
Yo, that lady right there with the glasses and the black hat, like just over his left shoulder, that's who we're talking about next. It's crazy as hell. Make sure you hit the like button as you're coming in, y'all. hit that thumbs up button.
For the use of canines and magnetometers. Were agents not appropriately stationed around the podium? Were the standard protocols followed for issuing designated pins to vetted personnel that are allowed backstage? How long did agents physically spend on the ground surveying the site before the event? Did any paperwork obligations prevent a longer and more robust site survey? I await your response. Again, that's Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri with these big whistleblower allegations that have come forward to Senator Hawley. And now this continues to be a major story here, and just really the complete breakdown of security protocols for the former president, Donald Trump. And we will continue to follow really every aspect of this story because it's such a big one. He almost lost his life, and it looks like now from these whistleblowers, they did not have the correct staff for Donald Trump that day.
That's crazy as hell.
And that is a complete breakdown. And every day it seems something new comes up in this investigation because, well, we haven't got the full story just yet. Secret Service still not giving those updates in a timely fashion. We'll be back. More to come on Live Now from Fox.
Oh, man. Here, let's jump right into the next one.
JLR investigates. All right, folks, let's talk about
this lady right here.
This woman right here. There's a lot of buzz on the internet, and people think that this woman right here that was behind Trump during the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania, they think that this is the assistant director of the FBI. We're going to talk about this because a lot of people are saying, what in the world was the assistant director of the FBI doing behind Trump when this shooting happened? I'm going to share what people are saying on Twitter, and then we will further discuss. Check it out. All right, folks, many tweets up about this woman. They're all claiming she is the assistant director of the FBI. For instance, this tweet right here. Remember this lady calmly filming the rally as shots went off. Her name is Janeen Diguiseppi, and she works for the FBI as the insider threat specialist. What's going on here, people? If
the what? Oh, man, that's crazy as hell.
This is truly her, why didn't she spring into action? It's almost like she knew it was about to happen. And they're sharing this photo here of the assistant FBI director claiming that it's this woman who was behind Trump filming. She's been all over TikTok. Wow. Here's Janeen Diguiseppi, assistant director to the FBI, sitting directly behind Trump at the Butler rally when he was hit. She never budged when he went to the ground, but took pics. Just WTH is going on. Folks, that is not the assistant director of the FBI. That is not Janeen Diguiseppi. Her real name is out there. We're not going to share on JLR Investigates, but it's not the assistant director of the FBI. But a lot of people, looks like a lot of MAGA people and people that support MAGA are putting this out. I mean, I think it's ridiculous fake news. And you know, you might as well put the truth out. And the truth is that is not the assistant director of the FBI that was behind Trump. That's not her. It's a whole totally different woman. We know the identity. We're not going to share. She's just a regular Trump supporter that was behind Trump. That's not Janeen, folks. That is not Janeen.
Yo, wait until you see the video after this.
Again, we know the real identity to this individual. Maybe she should come forward and say that she is not the assistant director of the FBI. She's not Janeen. Maybe she needs to come forward because I'm sure she's seeing now that her photo is circulating. Again, we're not going to share her real name, but this is not the assistant director of the FBI. This is just a Trump supporter.
Yeah, probably just people mistaken identity. They're like, it looks like her, and then they run with it. But just wait, y'all.
Let me know what,
because yeah, it's not her, but wait for this next video. It gets crazy as hell.
you think, but this is now circulating. You know, during this whole tragedy, conspiracy theorists are running around saying a lot of things. They're saying there's multiple shooters. I'm not saying we debunked it, but we've spoken to many witnesses on JLR Investigates and that were at the rally. I spoke to many people that attended that rally, and they're saying there was only one gunman. And, you know, authorities saying this is the guy that was on the roof. People were saying there were shots coming from behind the grandstands. There were shots coming from the water tower. You know, things like that. I think it's dangerous. And why are people putting out that woman there, right here, is, you know, the assistant director of the FBI? Do they have an agenda against the FBI? Is this some sort of coordinated attack to, you know, make the FBI look bad or keep a conspiracy going? Are they doing it for clicks and views? Are they doing it, you know, just to stir the pot? But it's not the assistant director of the FBI. And, you know, we're going to use this platform to try to get the truth out there, because we want the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth on what happened that day. Now, on JLR Investigates, we take the position it could have very well been an inside job. So don't get it twisted, folks. This very well could have been all the way up to the top levels of government knowing what's up and plan this. And I'm definitely open-minded to that, because we still don't know. But as far as this woman being the assistant director of the FBI, it's just not too true, folks. So let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, like, hit the notification button. What's going on here? And check out my playlist. We've been covering this case extensively, and we will continue to do so until we get the truth. We will talk soon. JLR Investigates. Stay tuned.
Oh, snap. But watch this, y'all. By the way, hit the thumbs up button if you're in here, y'all. Let's get 100 likes. Come on! Hit me with a little likeage. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. We do live streams every single night. This one I just popped on early because I wanted to talk about this. But we still have another live stream coming up in about an hour and a half.
All right, so in this video, I have followed the money, and I have also uncovered something so shocking as it relates to someone on the ground, on video, behind Trump, who people have identified as behaving very, very suspiciously, to the point where anybody who looks at it is going to go, oh yeah, they're in on it for sure. Well, that person got identified, and who that is going to blow the eardrums out of your head when you see who this is being reported that it is, okay? So today we're talking about the Soros family.
Oh, snap.
The Soros family telling you 7 months ago that they're going to knock Trump off, and everybody going, okay, you know, putting it out there like they always do. If hypothetically the person they worship is not this way, is maybe this way, they always have to announce what they're going to do. They always put it out there, dude. Here it is. Oh, it's just a picture. Oh, no, you know, plausible deniability. That's not what we were saying. Does that?
And Sydney, that's what I'm saying. I need my eardrums too. Apparently this dude's about to blow them out of our head. I don't know who this guy is, y'all. This video just got sent to me. And you guys know I don't watch the videos before we react to them. So I have no idea what's about to happen. All I do is read the read the title.
That imply that we're going to shoot him? Yeah, for sure. But that's not what we meant. Coincidence, you know? And then, oh, you guys are behind the biggest trade ever in the direction of, oh, if this would have gone well, we would have made $1 billion. Oh, weird. It's just all these coincidences adding up. So we're going to talk about that.
Oh, I did see that one where it was talking about like the company shorted a bunch of stock. And they're like, oh, it was a clerical error.
And then, like I said, who's behind him? And then a little bit on the cyber attack that happened yesterday, right before the RNC, when Trump was going to give his big speech. And then we're going to close out with what I think is coming next and what they need to do security-wise. Because if you think that what has happened in the last week means there is a lower threat to Trump, you are crazy. They are going to kick things up. They have to. That's going to happen. We're going to talk about that. So that's what we got in this video. And last thing before we start, I apologize for the audio. I don't know what is going on. There's an OBS update. I can't fix it. I'm not an audio person, and I can't make the echo go away. I need my audio guy to come over tomorrow, so there is going to be an echo in this video. I can't fix it. I apologize. I will make up for that fact with shocking developments that were worth your time and an entertaining face to go along with it. Now, also, I want to say thank you to all all of you guys. When I put the first video out that went viral last week, that got 1.8 million views. I had never had a video get over 1 million views. I had one to go 1.8 million, and the next day get 3 million. Okay, that like blew my brain out of my skull. And I gained 115,000 subscribers. I gained 39,000 subscribers in all of 2023. 3x the entire growth of 2023 in 3 to 5 days. I think they call that like a breakout moment, and I cannot be more grateful. And welcome to the team. But if you're not one of those people, you know, hop on, dude. It's a fast-growing ship. You know what I mean? It's fun in here. It's warm. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here. Just like Zuck, who said that Donald Trump is the biggest badass in the world. Pretty sure he was on the other team a couple years ago, so you can thank Dana White for that. And you can also thank Dana White for the best speech in the history of politics when he introduced Donald Trump last night at the RNC. We got another video coming about that. But anyway, love you guys. Enjoy the video. So people's opinion of George Soros tends to be associated directly with the amount of research that they've done into his past, both as a person and as an investor and a global figure. Okay, if you have looked specifically into the kinds of things that made him wealthy from the beginning, and if you've gone even further back to look at his childhood and how this guy became a global string-pulling billionaire, if it does not concern you, then that would be very bizarre. This is not a left or right thing, unless you are absolutely insane and you're on the left and you're like, it doesn't matter. You know, I actually want to topple the American government. That would be the only way that you could look into what this guy has done historically. I mean, the guy's 90-something years old. His saga started 80 years ago, more than that, actually. Okay. So he is a very scary figure, and I'll tell you exactly why, okay? So this guy, I don't even want to talk about his childhood. If you know, you know. It's not really necessarily relevant to what we're going to talk about today. The way that he became wealthy is he was a currency trader who would go into these Eastern Bloc countries. He would essentially overthrow the government with student action. Like, basically just picture exactly what's going on right now with the, the protests in the street for fill in the blank does not matter, Black Lives Matter, or some of the really, really crazy stuff with the Palestine stuff where people are breaking things, those groups, and just implement the exact same strategy in Hungary, and then leading to ultimately they overthrow the government, and him being a currency trader and knowing that was coming, he becomes extraordinarily wealthy. Okay. So that's essentially his history. And if you look into what he's been investing in the United States, it's like, oh, looks like he's running the same playbook, and he's been wildly successful previously. Nobody
Damn, that is crazy as hell.
hates Trump more than he does. But the one saving grace for us is that he is very, very old. And it seems that when he's speaking recently, he's having a hard time connecting thoughts. Like he's really like a computer that is someone spilled coffee on the mainframe. You know what I mean? But so I'm sure any other smart people were like, so what's going to happen when he does, bite the dust? He's 93, right? And so here was the first answer, all right? And this is a very important point because George Soros is handing his entire empire to his son, Andrew Soros. He's 37, and you got to ask yourself, like, all right, well, what kind of person is this guy? Now, all the reports that I read were that this guy is dumb. Like, he's like a dumb person. I have no idea. I've never met him, nothing. I've watched a couple of his speeches. He seems to have a hard time connecting. Like, he has a lot of buzzwords and he talks for a while, but I'm like, what are you trying to actually say, guy? Right? Like, what is the point that you're making? And if you're making a specific point, how do you plan on implementing something that's going to make that happen versus just observing it and pretending like you have solutions? Okay, that was my impression watching him speak. But what's really interesting about the very first really big thing that I saw him do was this. So I saw him make a post on X, right? And this is going to go through that for you guys. Andrew Soros, son of far-left businessman George Soros, shared on his X profile a post from the far-left group The Atlantic showing a bullet hole and 6 bills totaling $47. The amount is both interesting and shocking since it coincides with the number of the next president of the United States. The polls predict that person will be Donald Trump. So here's that post. Okay, here's that post. Last year, the crime and inflation crisis largely evaporated. So did the leading theories about what had caused them. Bullet hole, $47. Now, I don't want to get into the more extreme level of assumptions and I guess some people would call them conspiracy theories about groups that this guy is 100% a part of. And,
that's crazy.
Which deities they potentially would be worshiping if they did do that. But one thing that they seem to do very consistently is if they're going to do something real bad, something real bad on a global scale, they seem to like to put images out that foretell that. Like, hey, so, Balenciaga, what are you thinking about doing with your next spread? They're all, we're going to have a child holding a a hanging baby doll, and we're going to put blood on it. And then in the background, we're going to have all kinds of books that say sacrifice children to, you know, the big guy down there. And you're like, and then people notice. They're like, oh my God, these guys are crazy. You're all, oh, you mean that we noticed that you guys were advocating for children to get diddled by crazy people who worship the devil? Like, oh, we should have noticed that?
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So very consistent thing that they do. And then when people notice this, the cover that was ran for this, I challenge you guys to go look, like just try to find this story. This 100% happened, and it was very, very widely known. But all you're going to find in the mainstream media is one story from USA Today that supposedly debunks the fact that he made a veiled threat at Trump in a Twitter post. So I mean, you guys interpret this exactly however you want, dude. Bullet hole, $47. $47? Why $47? Okay. So anyway, obviously would have been a foretelling of shooting Trump, right? Now we're gonna fast forward. So this was in 2024. I can't remember. It's I don't know. Not very long ago. All right. This year. Actually, let's see exactly when it was. This was January 22nd, 2024 is the article. So, right around there. Now, we're going to move over now to the story that everybody's been talking about around investment dollars. Okay. Like I alluded to early in my video.
This part's the crazy part, y'all.
If you really want to start looking for who is doing what, who is behind what, and who is going to most likely have been involved, if you start looking under the covers, you look for the money. You follow the money. Follow the money, dude. Because you want to know what all of these guys' critical weakness is, which has been exploited by a lot of people, actually. Unless we don't need to go down that rabbit hole. But if you understand that even the most elite, wealthiest people in the world have the same weaknesses that regular folks do, you can exploit them. Jeffrey Epstein made a career out of that, right? But the weakness I'm talking about now is greed, okay? Greed. So hypothetically, if they knew that some global event was about to happen that was going to change the landscape of the world, there is always an impact on financial markets when that happens. And so if you can go, all right, well, 9/11 happened. Was there any odd trading? And you go look, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy, all shorted the airlines the day before. Have they ever done that before? Go through their trading history. Oh, never? They've never done that. They've never shorted the airlines before. That's weird. So I wonder what prompted them to do that yesterday. So if hypothetically you were to see an enormous trade that would have blown up so big, so much money, they would have made so much money. Had Trump not gone like this and had the bullet miss, right? You got to go, well, have they ever made a trade like that before? No, they haven't. No. They're like, has anyone ever bet that big on the Trump, stock in either direction? They're like, no, this is absolutely extraordinary. And they were shorting it as if it was going to go down, right? And you're like,
whoa,
wow, that would have been great for them had Trump not dodged that bullet. And so, which brings us to this story, which I'm sure you guys have heard. And just wait until you see the new development about this story, okay? You might think you know this story. You don't. Not yet, okay? So, and this right out of the gate should probably look a little bit shocking to you because I had not heard BlackRock linked yet either, okay? So, BlackRock linked firm under scanner for shorting of Trump stock before an assassination attempt. So,
and didn't the dude that did it, wasn't he in one of their commercials, y'all? Did you see that? It's crazy.
The name of this company is Austin Private Wealth, okay? I mean, listen, dude, that's a pretty like not a big, there's nothing grandiose about the name of that company, which is exactly how they like it, if it is a lot of very powerful people who have their money in these things. So, Austin Private Wealth facing scrutiny after for over filing before Trump assassination attempt. Company denies shorting 12 million shares of TMTG, and they cited a clerical error, okay? So, again, let's just read this really quick, and then we'll get into, connections and why.
A clerical error? 12 million shares. Oh my God.
Why the Soros thing would potentially be relevant, right? A Texas-based investment company, Austin Private Wealth, has come under scrutiny for a filing made just before the failed assassination attempt on U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump. Company has vehemently denied accusations of attempting to short 12 million shares of Trump Media and Technology Group, attributing the incident to a clerical error. Okay. So if you don't know what short selling is, it is, we don't even need to get into the mechanics of it. Bottom line, if the stock goes down, they make money. And you can make a fortune short selling. A fortune.
Especially if you know or have a very strong inkling of something happening that stock is going to go down.
And you can also get cracked enormous. You can get murked short selling if you're wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Enormous upside, tremendous downside. Okay. If I start talking about the mechanics of it, I'm going to waste 10 minutes of the video. You guys don't care about that. Bottom line, exposure enormous if you're wrong, upside gigantic if you're right. So let's look at the details. So he was speaking, Trump was speaking at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, when an assassin fired several shots at him, grazing his ear, killing one audience member and injuring 2 others. The day before the incident, APW filed for a put option on 12 million shares of TMTG with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which appeared to be a bet on the company's value plummeting if Trump were killed. Okay, that's 100% exactly what would have happened. They would have made so much money, it would have been unbelievable. Okay, 12 million shares. Okay. So screenshots of some speculated that APW had major holdings in Vanguard or BlackRock funds, linking them to George Soros and the Rothschilds family, further fueling suspicions. Okay, so that just means suspicious, right? Like that's not, this right here is, people speculated that, great. Not evidence, does not matter. So we're just going to move over to this next part, though. Investment firm that allegedly put options on 12 million Trump stocks the day before assassination attempt blames filing error. Rothschilds, BlackRock, Vanguard, Meta, George Bush, and Cheney family among the top investors.
Whoa.
Weird. So is that, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys do with that? So the group of the people who are absolutely most likely to be in the know of something that was forthcoming are the top investors in this fund that happen to have bought the biggest put option bet probably ever on
and it was a clerical error.
Trump stock the day before this happened.
Man, that is crazy.
And I haven't even started to get into the day of stuff that is just coming out right now. This has been unfolding every single day. I mean, obviously you guys know I was just in Mexico and I was just kind of willy-nilly throwing out content as things happened. So this video, there's a lot has happened, and I'm trying not to rehash any stuff that has been covered by other channels, which might be a mistake on my part, to be perfectly honest with you, because I don't know if everybody watches the stuff that I do. But this next part, okay, the next part is, to me, was like, oh my God. And this is about the day of the shooting, because if you have not been watching that yet, about the actual details of this and the likelihood that there was another shooter and that this guy was a patsy that got put on that roof, got fooled into going into the roof to be a distraction that they were then going to shoot in the face. It might not even be the guy. Okay. So we're going to get into that right now so we can move over to that side of the story. But real quick before we do, just one last parting gift to you guys. So check this out. To make things even more interesting, source tipped this gentleman, Champagne Joshioff, to the fact that on Bloomberg, at first, during the day, there is Austin Private Wealth LLC and that huge, enormous trade. And then fast forward to after, oopsie, got his ear, not his brain. They're gone. It's amazing. Look at it. They're gone. They're gone. Just like that. Hey.
Mr. Anakin, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate the love.
Who has the power to do a thing like that? They're all, wait a minute. Because when I do a put option or a call option on something, and then the thing I thought was going to happen doesn't happen, can I just go, hey man, can you take that trade back, dude? And they're like, of course we can. Sure thing, Jesse on fire. Don't worry about it, It's like, yeah, it was definitely, it was a mistake. And they're like, well, but the trade that you made, had this thing that just happened gone the opposite way, would have been enormously beneficial. And now after it went the other way, you just want your money back. Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not how investing works. I've had to have this conversation with someone who was involved in one of my projects, actually, where it was like, they're like, I think I want my money back. You're all, right. Yeah, so would I, dude. We all made the same investment. Like, that's not how this works, okay? No one could have foreseen that was going to happen. Like, I lost money, you lost money. What are you talking about money back? You think I have your money? That's not how this works, dude. Okay? I lost money, you lost money. There's no one to call. That's not how this works. Oh, wait, except in this case, if you happen to be one of those guys, apparently that is exactly how it works. So yeah, so this seems like a good place to transition over to the other part of the story, where I don't know if anybody else has seen this. Looks like around 377,000 people have seen it so far. But we actually have a video of someone on the water tower, which was one of the multiple other areas that's suspected to have had a shooter on it, much more like.
I've seen some videos about this, but I saw that it was like a logo on the side of it, and then I saw that there's like a tap thing on top of it. But let's see.
Likely shooter, if there is a
I did see that somebody was saying it looked like a shadow moving though. Let's see.
deep state conspiracy, because rather than they were just going to rely on some 20-year-old Dunsky who has no military experience, etc. Like absolutely no reason to be afraid of him unless he is carrying a gigantic ladder and an AR in the other hand, and then getting up on a roof. Oh, now he's a threat, but for some reason we can't see that threat. Okay, on the water tower with direct line to Donald Trump, it was like, we heard shots coming from there. And now we also have a report that there were shots coming from 300 yards behind the 150 yards roof. That makes absolutely no sense for anyone to have ever been on, not to mention the story of why there wasn't an agent on there. The patsy they put at the head of the Secret Service. Hey, let's hire this, let's just say it's a DEI thing. We'll get this stupid woman to be the head of the Secret Service. And that way, we can put this guy down. We can blame her. She'll have some stupid stories. She won't know what's going on. She's an idiot. But since there was a perimeter and there was like a Pac-Man, area. Well, I mean, if you guys haven't seen that, I'll show you that also if I remember. Okay, but behind that, right, like about 300 yards behind that, so about 400 or so yards from the stage, there was a gymnasium, gymnastics place building that no one was on, where a real deal shooter is likely to have taken a shot, according to sources, that they're like, we think there was a shooter there, which literally would have shot right over the top of the patsy that they then shot and blamed the entire thing on. So those are the two areas where people suspect there were other shooters. And take a look at this, dude. Video of someone on top of the water tower. Imagine that. Let's watch this real quick.
Okay, water towers.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
No shots.
So that's what we.
That does look pretty crazy.
So, yeah, that. Okay, that. So that is backdrop to what we are about to look at here, all right? Not there, here. So this is Tony Saruga. I've been getting caught up on his account. He's a data analyst and former intelligence, whatever. So confirming the three individuals, the shooter, quote unquote, Patsy, was communicating with via text using one of his two devices, were not only in the crowd, but appeared to be in the bleachers behind Donald Trump. AT&T corrupted, deleted, and then restored the corrupt data of these contacts approximately 30 minutes before the FBI accessed the data. Like January 6th pipe bomber was AT&T directed by the DIA. I actually don't even know what DIA is. I'm embarrassed. FYI, and any reference to offshore encrypted accounts are likely a diversion and an attempt to manufacture motive and evidence. Cool. Now, this is a woman whose account I found today, and she had a fantastic video that I watched, and I actually intentionally wanted to use hers for this because I would encourage you guys to watch this video. Okay, you'll find it, dude. The story just got way worse. She's awesome. I subscribed instantly, and this is a little bit of like 30 seconds or something of second shooter. Then we're going to look at a video of who was behind Donald Trump at this time, and then now we've got that person ID'd, and this is going to melt your brain. I might even just show you the post and then just stop talking, look into the camera, and end the video. Watch this, dude.
Assassinations of other political figures, such as John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy. And speaking of questionable things, there is another clip that has many people asking questions. A woman at the rally was standing behind Trump and appears to have been bracing for something before any shots were fired, and she seemed quite unfazed.
Watch this, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this.
If you want to
puts the sign up.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal, and then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there.
And there's this clip.
Real quick, I'm gonna go over that one more time with you guys because there's even stuff that people are not saying in the video. Like, what is she looking at? Right? Watch her. Okay? She goes like this. Where did the shots come from again? That direction, right? So she goes like this. She realizes she might be in the shot, so she goes like this and then puts the sign up, right? Because she's like, uh-oh, well, I need to be slick about this. I don't want to be looking directly at the shooter before he shoots. And then when he shoots, Watch what everyone else does and look at her. I'm not talking about her popping up with her phone to make sure they get like the best possible footage of a dead, like in her like dead Trump, so she can put it out on social media and be like, here's your guy, dead.
Jesus.
Man, I hate these people. But watch everyone else. So she looks there before they shoot. Okay. When they shoot, everyone else looks that way except for her. Okay. So watch this right here. Let's watch it again.
Watch this, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep.
Up there.
Watch this.
If you want to
puts the sign up.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Yeah, that doesn't look like her raising.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like, right.
Wait until you see who she is, dude. Wait until you see who she is. Let's watch this other clip because I actually don't remember what came after this because when I saw, you'll see.
Right there.
And there's this clip of a Secret Service agent talking on his headset while they are escorting Trump into a vehicle. The guy then points his gun at Trump for a moment, and then he puts it down.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. I hadn't seen that. I don't know what that means. I'm not even going to comment on that last part because I don't know. But I'm going
that is crazy.
Comment on this. Say, so you ready to see who that reportedly was behind Trump? Buckle up, dude. Breaking news. The woman in this video behind Donald Trump, where many viewers accused her of giving the shooter instructions, has allegedly been identified as FBI Assistant Director Janeen Diguiseppi. This is still a developing story.
You see, now there's people saying that it's been completely debunked and that it's not her.
Okay, let me pull that up just a little bit more for you. Yeah?
In fact, that was the second video we watched in this live stream.
Assistant Director of the FBI is who they're reporting that is. So, yeah. What do you want to do with that, dude? Do with it what you will. I'm just here talking, okay? Just here talking. And now we are going to move over to one other story that I just wanted to talk about briefly, and then I'm going to wrap this video up because I think I've been talking plenty long. Check this out, all right? So yesterday, in case you guys were unaware, like the entire American airline system got shut down in the afternoon. In the afternoon, not in the morning, in the afternoon. Why is that relevant? Well, it's relevant because if you don't recall, last night Donald Trump was going to give his big, his big speech at the RNC. I have no idea when or where he was flying into or what was going on. But what I do know is that the World Economic Forum and all these global elites have been talking about cyber attack, cyber attack, cyber attack, cyber attack, cyber attack, cyber attack, cyber attack. And I think it's important that we start thinking very clearly about what comes next. Because if people think that just because now Trump has absolutely blind support from the country, that means these guys are going to tap out, then you do not understand these people at all. That is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. And if they can't beat Trump at the, if they can't win at the game they're playing right now, which is to try to keep him from becoming president and then ultimately try to whack him out, they're going to take another shot at him for sure. I mean, listen, dude. Bottom line about the cyber attack, I find, or all the flights being grounded, I find the timing of that extraordinarily concerning. But again, that seemed to have been targeted. The airline thing, my guess, I'm like, that's got to have something to do with Trump most likely. And even if it doesn't, it's a massive cyber attack, and it's right before the RNC, the biggest night for Trump's big emergence where he's going to give his speech. Dana White gave the best speech ever. I'm going to do a video about that later. But here's the thing, dude. Right? What I wanted to say about what comes next and Trump in general is this, dude. Like, I heard that call between him and RFK, and I actually listened to it. Like, I read the story that there was a call between RFK and Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is trying to bring RFK onto his cabinet, which, God, I hope happens. I'm going to be straight. I love both of those guys. I'm not sure how well they'll get along, just because, like, I love both these guys. Their personalities are so different, and I would imagine extraordinarily different in how they approach problem solving at a government level. Their personalities might clash. I hope that Trump just goes, here, RFK, you have absolute carte blanche to do this, this, and this. And RFK just understands, it's like, this is my world. Because I don't think, like, Trump's not going to get involved in that, dude. Just let him, just sick that dog on him and let him go eat. You know what I mean? So I hope happens. But when I listened to Trump talking about the assassination attempt to RFK, he sounded too relaxed about it, to me, at least. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was reading it wrong, and maybe I'm projecting how afraid I am for him, because I feel like I really do understand what's going on here pretty well. And if I'm even in the stratosphere of correct about what kind of powers are behind this, this is not only not over, this has escalated, right? I mean, this has escalated dramatically because their concern is like, oh, he's going to win the presidency. We can't have him be president. Okay, well, now he really can't lose. And not only can he not lose, but he has such overwhelming support that he's got to go if they're them. He has to go. There is no replacement for him. At least not. It doesn't appear to be. Like, I don't know, who would you replace? So they are going to kick it up big. I would anticipate they are going to try really hard to knock him off. And this time they'll go, natural causes. Any doctor claiming to want to come in and take his blood pressure or any kind of shit like that, anything like that, he should be very, very, very suspicious. And he needs people around him that he trusts. Suspicious people. Dude, honestly, I have no military experience, no tactical experience, none of that stuff. But no one is more suspicious than I am, and no one is more like, what are all of the ways that this person could try to... I'm like a constantly running algorithm for that. There's like literally like you could count on one hand the number of people who I never run that algorithm on anymore, my wife being one of them, and other people in my family. Outside of that, I am running it all the time. And like, oh, so today we have this person coming in. I'm like, proximity to Trump. Okay, here's 1,000 different ways that they could, dude, they're not touching they're not touching him with anything. They're not going to put a device on him. They're not going to take his heartbeat. They're not going to take his pulse. They're not going to put a thing on him. They're sure as hell are not feeding him anything. He's not taking any of their fucking medication. None of that stuff. Nothing goes near him unless they've been 100% vetted and you're certain he doesn't eat anything. I already said what I would do about his food. People are like, oh, he needs taste testers. Fuck that shit. No, not that. You need people going to different stores every day and buying packaged food, okay? And you need to make sure that whoever is doing that is family, someone uncorruptible. And when he puts the groceries into the fucking car, you need to make sure that there's never even a millisecond where there is not direct sight to all of the food that goes in the bags. And you need to make sure that you have an itemized list of every single thing that you bought, quantities, and you need to get there when you get home, and you need to count exactly how many so someone can't slip something that they know that you buy into your bag. Okay? No holes in security, nothing. Absolute fucking bulletproof certainty of every single thing that goes into his body, because they're going to try to get him, absolutely, for sure. So you got to buy everything, different stores, and treat it as if there is a threat to his life at all times, because there is. Anyway, that's what I got for today. I love you guys. I got a lot more coming. We're going to do Zuckerberg flipping and endorsing Trump. We're going to do Dana White's incredible speech at the RNC, and we're going to do a lot more. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Bye.
Whoa, that was a bunch. Y'all, make sure you leave a like, follow for more true crime content. Damn, I just wanted to watch a couple of these videos because I just keep getting sent a ton of this stuff. So yeah, guys, I gotta get ready for the regularly scheduled live stream here in just a little bit. So damn, make sure y'all leave a like, follow, do all the things, and I'll see you guys in about an hour actually. So don't go too far. See y'all soon.